Back a little over a month ago, my friend Matt Layton, working out in the health club, working on the treadmill, not feeling good at all. Couldn't work through it. Nauseous, tight chest. It was like, didn't feel good. So he kind of called his workout early. He spent a few days experiencing all these things, and he's like, man, I just need more sleep. I'm just tired. I'm just whatever. Finally, it got bad enough that he decided he was going to just, go to the hospital and say, no, I'm just not feeling right. So they took him in and they did a series of tests. They found out a major artery was 95 or more % blocked. A big enough artery in just the right place that had he had a heart attack he was ready to have, it probably would have been fatal. And they were able to do the angioplasty and put in the stent, and now he's doing much better. If Matt would have thought to himself, oh man, I got some problems, but I can fix it, when what he really needed was rescue. He needed outside help and intervention. If he thought he could have fixed it on his own, he wouldn't have made it. And what is true physically is true morally, it's true relationally, it's true spiritually of us all. And so it turns out to be a big deal. Because if we're just mistakers who make mistakes, we can fix it, we'll be okay. But if our problem really is that we're sinners and we need a rescue, it's a whole different deal. And if we try to fix that, we'll never make it. There's some real problematic questions that face us if we want to try to somehow conclude that we're just mistakers. The first question is this: what about the things that we do that we know are wrong and we knew were wrong when we were doing them? Have any of you here ever done something that you knew was wrong and yet you just went ahead and did it anyway? Could I see you show up? No, I'm not going to make you do that. But we all have, haven't we? I remember one time, I was a young man and I had just come in possession of a brand new .22 pistol, and I said I was going to take it out and just shoot it to see how it operated. And while I drove out into the country and I was shooting this gun, I saw a cat run by. I'm a dog person.
Amen.
And I looked at that cat had a collar on, owned by somebody. But I got this urge to just see if I could shoot the cat. And it's kind of making its way, and it's about, in my mind, about 150 yards away. I think it's about 20 feet. But I remember I got out that pistol, and I'm bringing that pistol up, I'm going, you should not do this. This is somebody's pet. I had him going, no, this is really, that little part of your brain going, dude, bad idea. Shake it off. I used to be really good at shaking that one off. I pulled the trigger. I think I hit it like in the back leg because it kind of spun around a little bit, and it kind of went limping off on 3 legs. I think that was a sign I hit it in the leg. And it was kind of like, oh, now it's in the brush and I can't find it. And I thought, okay, the humane thing to do is put it out of its misery, and I'm looking for this cat that I've hit in the leg and I can't find it anywhere. And then this incredible guilt just settled in. Because I did something that it wasn't like, my reasoning was off. It wasn't like, a lack of perception. It wasn't informed opinion. I knew it was wrong, and I did it anyway. If we're just mistakers, what's up with that? And another problematic question is, like, what about the guilt thing? If it's just a mistake, then why is it that no matter how it's a mistake, it was just a mistake, it was just an error in judgment, it was lots of perspective, I just off my game on that one, then why do we carry around such incredible guilt? Again, an excerpt from that John Edwards interview. He says, I know people are going to beat me up about this, but nobody can beat me up as bad as I beat up myself. You may absolutely be right. But it's a mistake. Why the incredible guilt? Why does something in our gut tell us that was something bigger than just, a my bad sort of a deal? And then what about the inner things that we do that aren't actions, they're attitudes that we have, that we just carry around with us? There are some people we just hate. Oh, not you. I'm talking about other people, you know. But the kind of people that, when something good happens to them, everybody applauds and go, oh, yeah, I hate that person. I cannot stand them. Oh, nice job, yeah. Or that there's a person we work with, and maybe they fail to close a deal. I mean, something goes south in something they're working on. Everybody's going, oh, man, that's too bad. And we go, oh, man, that's horrible. Inside we're going, yes. That makes me look better. I don't like that guy anyway. Those attitudes are mistakes. As you might expect, Jesus weighed in on this issue. He weighed in on a lot of stuff. And Jesus had this, he had like this 2-point message that he kept preaching in different ways to different audiences. And it's a startling 2-point message because the 2 points seem to absolutely contradict themselves. And maybe they're going to seem contradictory to you, but they're not contradictory in the mind of God. And these 2 points to this message Jesus kept teaching over and over again caused self-righteous people to just be turned off by Jesus and run away. And it caused broken people, people who are in touch with their inner world, to be attracted to him like crazy. Here was the first point of Jesus' message. We could phrase it something like this. You are worse off than you think you are. How's that for a good news message? Jesus said, you guys think you're bad? You're way worse than you think you are. You're much worse off than you think you are right now, no matter how bad off you think you are. I remember when I was a freshman in college, I was overwhelmed by the fact that college required you to actually do homework. It was a new experience for me. And it was like, man, I was just getting totally buried. And I had an upperclassman say, you ought to drop a class so you can kind of catch up. So I can do that? Yeah. I just said, well, what's your worst class? English 101. I'm horrible at it. Grammar, I just forget it. He said, drop it. I said, okay, I will. And I did that moment right here in my brain. I dropped that class. I stopped doing any study, any homework, because I'm going to drop that thing. And the day came when they made an announcement, this is the last week for drop ad. So I marched into the registrar's office. I said I need to drop English 101. The registrar looked at me and said, you cannot do that. It's a required class. I said, I have to. He said, you can't. I said, let's arm wrestle. And I walked out of there still in English 101. So I went up to my tutorial teacher. And I said, okay, give me an idea of what I've got to do from this point in this semester to pass this class. She got out my grades. She did a little tallying. And she told me this. She said, if in every quiz and every test, from this day to the end of the semester, you get 100, you will fail. No lie. And I looked at her and I said, you mean it's hopeless? And she said, yes. I was like, oh, what about extra credit? There's not enough extra credit on the planet. I knew I was in bad shape, but I had no idea that I was